What's up? It's another Wednesday. You know what that means? Dark Truth Podcast, baby. Right here on Facebook and YouTube. I'm your host, Shady J. Where the fuck is my tag? It's not down here. Either way, y'all know who it is. You don't need a little tag at the bottom. This week on the show, I have Erik Pendleton with Rewired, which is a paid ad slash media company. We're going to get into all that with him so he can give it more justice than I can give it. But before we start, just want to go over a couple things. It is almost busy season. It's starting to pick up here. I don't know if it is for everybody else, but it is starting to get pretty busy. And I do most of my marketing organically through referrals or through, free Facebook groups, things like that, just making posts here and there. Mainly after pictures. I need to do more video content, stuff like that, which I'm sure he can help me with a little bit more of an avenue for that as well, which I do plan on speaking with him on possibly using his services to help with my services because I would like more business. If you would like more business, I'm sure you could reach out to him as well and get some information on that. But for this week, I think I've done like 6 appointments or so. I think, yeah. And then today, I'm going to tell you a little cool story. I went to go quote a set of doors on a home. It was 4 panes per door, so 8 panes total. And when I got there, I went over all the options, stuff like that, because I prefer doing in-home consultations instead of just giving them a price over the phone, just because it makes it a little more personal and the customer experience is better. And I was informed that another shop said that they would come out a couple weeks ago, and the first day that they were supposed to come out there, and I'm not trying to bash anybody, I'm trying to highlight what I do. They 30 minutes before they were supposed to be there to go over things with them, they texted them and said that they couldn't make it and that it would be next week. So 7 days from the original appointment day, they would come back out. And then the next time that came around, it was supposed to be 10 o'clock and they didn't show up. It was about 11 o'clock, still no call, no text, no nothing. And so basically they just gave up on that shop and they found me. And he asked me this morning, he gave me a call. He said, "Hey, could you come out and take a look at this door for me?" And seeing that I was pretty slow today and that I didn't have any appointments, I was like, yeah, I could be over there here in about 30 minutes. Go over there, go over the film options with him. And he was over the moon. Like, he was super excited because I had actually shown up and gave him a quote, and now they want to move forward with it. So sometimes it's simply just showing up for your customer will get you the job. If you run a business and your goal is to keep and grow your business, I think customer experience is the main thing that people need to focus on. I don't always give the most amazing experience. Some days I'm having an off day. Maybe I'm busy that day, whatever the case may be. My point is, be transparent and be very, what's the word I'm looking for? Transparent and forthcoming with what's going on. Because if you're not, you could lose customers. Anyway, so that's my little 5-minute rant before we bring our guest on. Erik, are you ready, dude? Ready? Cool. All right. I'm going to do the intro video, and then I will bring our guest, Mr. Erik Pendleton, on. So give me just 1 second. Let me get this going, if I remember how to do this right. Oh, yeah, there it is. Everybody, welcome in our guest, Erik Pendleton. Yeah, the crowd goes wild. What's up, man? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being on tonight, man. I appreciate it.
100 Shady, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. It was a good day. Jim kicked my ass this morning, but it comes with the territory, right?
I see your post every day, man. I actually typically see your posts when I'm in the gym working out.
Really? Maybe it's the algorithm, dude. You know about all that stuff. It's probably like, I know he's in the gym. I'm going to show him gym stuff.
Yeah, I had to scroll past like 5 of Ricky Miller running an ultra marathon to get to you, but I finally did get to you.
I love that, dude. I love that, dude. Well, welcome to the show. Appreciate you being on, dude. You said you've watched a couple times before, and I greatly appreciate that. So just to start off, if you want, you just give us a little intro, bio about yourself, what you do, where you at, and all that good stuff, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, sure, man. So I'm the co-founder and CEO of Rewired, and we are a marketing and AI agency that specializes in working in our industry, in particular, right? So to give you a little 30-second origin story, my 2 business partners and I, Drew and Dylan, were already working together at a previous agency called Dealers United, and it had a lot of parallels with the film industry because we were helping auto dealers sell cars and do service and do collision. So like tint kind of aligns really well with that. But
right.
We all worked at a different agency where we didn't have equity or anything. It wasn't ours, but we worked there and we had a really cool culture. It was like a little Google-like community, and I was in sales. Drew was our head of marketing, and then Dylan was our head of Facebook. And we realized what a nice little robust book of business we were managing there. And that was a really great company to work at and really great people over there. But it springboarded us into starting Rewired. And we knew that we needed a niche, just like that last agency that we had worked at. And we just kind of fell into this one, taking a local flat glass guy's account on. And like I was watching YouTube videos on the way. I didn't even know you could put solar films on homes or what security were. So, we've come a long way in the 4 years since then, which is super cool. But yeah, man, we just want to help auto tint guys, PPF guys, flat glass dealers grow. That's our main goal at Rewired.
Nice. I love it. So before doing this, you said you had no previous knowledge of window film?
No, I would just think like automotive tint if you would have said what's
really.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Huh. Like maybe I would know decorative, like in a office space setting, but I didn't know like night vision and like all the practical applications and like the crucial needs that they address.
Nice. So do any of y'all know how to tint?
I mean, I was in my local Sarasota guy's shop today shooting content, and I was talking to him about how Fernando edged the windows at Tinter Battles with the belt sander.
Yeah.
And like, they had a piece that they were trying to get to stick on this back window, and it just kept popping up. So they were like heating the glass side instead of the film side.
Right.
So could I tint? I mean, maybe I know enough now to like take a stab at it, but would I be any good? No, probably not. But I think it would be cool to like, I even mentioned this to a couple other guys that do marketing in the industry. Just have like a spoof event at Film Fest or at Tinter Battles where like marketing guys compete. I think that.
Dude, that would be so dope. That's so cool. Yeah, I agree. I think, or it's just like a non-experienced tinter challenge type thing. Like,
sure,
maybe somebody's wife who came with them and they've never actually done it, but they've watched their husband a million times. It's like, who's the best non-tinting tinter here? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's see the best. And you would definitely have to do like plotted patterns. I think it would make it a lot more fun and challenging using those. Because, hand cutting, you can mess it up in the first 5 seconds. If you just have tons of film already pre-plotted and you just running through it, trying to just see who's the best, right? Like you said, at Film Fest or at Tinter Battles or something, man, I think that'd be pretty cool. It'd get more people interested in it. Like maybe somebody's just a natural, right? And then they just fall into it and they're like, dude, I want to do this now for a living.
See, I think my biggest problem would be I'm the epitome of failed perfectionist. Like I have like a way I want to do it in my head and it's like perfect vision in my head. And then if I can't fulfill that exactly, it's like defeated. Yeah, but that's like, but then also in my head at the same exact time, I hold the thought of like perfection is the enemy of progress. Like
so you're so you're conflicted. I feel you.
Conflicted is a good way to put it. Yeah.
That's
I feel like if if I did it, I don't know, there'd be like one little corner missing, and I'd be like, fuck it, there's 5 minutes left, whatever. I'd rip it down and do it again. I don't know, man, but
Yeah.
it'd be cool to
Yeah.
be a part of it for sure.
I think it'd be dope, dude. You should run that. Is Cash watching? I don't
I'm
think
sure
Cash is
he's
watching
watching
right now.
somewhere.
But if he's
Yeah.
watching, Cash, put it in the agenda. Put it on
Yeah.
the books, dude.
You know
got
how
this.
Cash tags around with Thomas Kang, right?
Yeah.
So you
I
want to
love
know
Thomas.
the nickname I got for those guys?
What?
Harold and Kumar.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's hilarious, bro.
I'm leaning into that one heavy. We're in branding. I'm trying to brand that.
Yeah, dude. You need to make shirts. You need to literally make shirts of that. That'd be great. I'd love that. I love both of those guys. Those are cool dudes. Thomas, that motherfucker, he's funny as hell, dude. He cracks my shit up every time I see him.
Yeah, Thomas is a good guy to know, man. He knows a lot of guys, you know.
You can't be around him without at least laughing one time. Like, he's never super serious. I've seen him have like one legitimate serious face conversation in all of the times I've seen him at events, and it's just like, who are you, dude? Like, what are you doing right now? Like, you're not supposed to be like that, you know? So you went to Tenor Battles, correct? I saw you there, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yep. I'm really bad at remembering people that I see and meet at these things. And I know that we didn't probably talk much because I don't remember. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to have you on here. But another reason I wanted to have you on here was to really get into what Rewired does and how many people that you've helped with what you do. And before, you were talking about how you had a team that you basically took from that last place, made Rewired. Did y'all keep the same type of culture that you had there? Did you kind of make it more into your own, or was it kind of a mixture of both? And how has that actually helped with knowing them beforehand?
That's a really cool question.
It's a layered question. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That's a funny question. Not like funny, haha, but like funny, topical, because we care so much about the culture. And we did have, like, the CEO at that company was like young and bro and super cool and really leaned into, like, you know, the tech bro kind of swag, if you will.
Yeah.
So our culture was really cool. It was all young people. It was like maybe 40 people in a completely open office. You know, there were girls, there were boys. We'd all go get beers on 3, you know, so it was like a young Google-like environment. We'd all play foosball at 3:00 every day.
I was wondering what you meant by Google-like environment. I thought you meant like, I get it now, because at Google they have like a really cool setup. Yeah. Okay, I follow now.
You know, sliding down the slide and shit like that.
Right.
So,
like a dream job, basically.
It was a lot of fun. We built a lot of, you know, foundational relationships that collectively have helped us all in business. So I feel like we were culture leaders there. And then when we started Rewired, we have a particular like edge to us. First and foremost is, you know, we're a faith-based company, so we're founded on that. And the whole reason we started Rewired was we wanted to do really good work and have control over how the work was performed, what was billed, and, you know, really have people call us and say, hey, you've changed the game. And that's kind of like the drive.
Right. Being like, unique.
Yeah, unique to an extent, I think. Like, I don't think what we're doing is earth-shattering from a paid ad standpoint, because I just think our industry is behind the times compared to so many other industries.
Right. And it's because we're all stuck in our old ways of like, this is how you're supposed to. The supposed to shit is really what drives me. It like drives me insane. It's like, who said supposed to? Like, who wrote the fucking book on what you need to do? Like, it's worked so many different ways. And like you're saying, like doing it in a more new age way, people push back on that a lot.
I think the traditional mindset is, you know, is quickly falling by the wayside. I mean, especially like with the evolution of AI and the AI agents that are coming. And, you know, I think a lot of traditional business principles or practices are going to get turned on their head. And I think the new era of like entrepreneurial medium-sized businesses is all going to be about being fluid, and being able to adapt and pivot and, you know, really like stay on the cutting edge. So I feel like we bring cool experience, and we wanted to have a cool industry to work with cool people in. And that's why, like, when we fell into this and didn't really know it yet, and then ironically, the tinter battles that was at the Wiz Castle in
Yeah.
Orlando, I went to that one. That was my first tinter battles. I had only ever been to like WFCT before then, but I felt like that was really the first chance I got to see like the really cool kind of like tight knit culture.
Right.
So that's what attracted us to helping guys in our industry.
Okay. So how did y'all actually just fall into tint? Like, was it just like you saw something, you're like, this would be really cool to market? Like,
Well,
it's
we
a
were
different yet challenging, or was it just kind of like this is what kind of a part of what we used to do, and it's similar, and we could probably learn it pretty easily, or
I think there were some parallels for sure that really helped bridge the gap of like mastering a playbook for like tint, PPF, ceramic coatings, wraps, residential, commercial, solar, security, decorative. Like across the board, we have different playbooks that we deploy across Google and Meta. But what got us into it was we worked with that local guy, Angelo Ragone, MBI Sun Control. He's a 3M flat glass only dealer.
nice.
And we worked with him for a couple months. And like month 2, he called me and he bit my head off. He's like, "Where are my leads? Like, what's going on?" And I told him, "Hey, you brought us on. You knew we didn't have any experience in this industry in particular, but I was like, we're really working hard to try to figure it out." And I said, "Give me another, I'll give you a month for free just to like see us through the 90-day maturation period." And from that 60 to 90-day mark, his entire outlook shifted on what marketing could do for him. And like he was ready to fire us. I gave him a free month. That call back, he was like, "I don't know what you've done, but you've opened the floodgates.
I love
I've
that.
never had so many leads. I've never been booked out so far." He's like, "Let's rock and roll and double down." So that was what started us on the journey of understanding how to market flat glass films in particular. And then that coincided with events happening in the industry or just in like the news cycle, school
Right.
shootings, attacks at like religious
Right.
institutions are very unfortunate, but those propelled security film to being a very topical product.
Yeah.
So then Angelo just challenged us to start talking to other 3M dealers. And the dealer locator tools are a sales guy's absolute dream because they show
100%.
you every dealer where they're at. They give you their email, their phone
Cheat
number,
code.
their website. Yeah. So all I did was scrape the entire 3M dealer list and I started cold calling them one at a time. And that's what really got us going, if you will.
Man, cold calling is something I hate doing, man. Dude. I don't know how y'all do it, man. I guess it's just with practice, like anything. Like you do it so many times, and like the fear of rejection is probably why I don't like doing it. And plus, I don't usually have anything like ready for when they do answer. It's usually just like a hey, you need any window tint, stuff like that. But so when you went to WFCT and then you go to Tinter Battles at Wiz Castle, could you see that like that traditional shift from WFCT to Tinter Battles, and then you were like, this is why we need to do this industry because of shit like this, like things that they're already wanting to do that has pushback from other people that are more traditional in the industry, to where you can focus more on amplifying the industry in a sense of like, the whole hype method of it and getting people's attention. I guess what I'm trying to ask is, did Tinter Battles kind of like reassure you that like this could be the industry that you need to focus on the most? And if so, then how's that been like? How has it been going when it comes to, taking on new clients and older mindset of people, newer mindset of people, stuff like that?
Yeah. I think it showed us how cool the industry was and got us hype on like, hey, let's work with the people in this space because, they're blue collar operators, they're tradesmen, they're not necessarily like technological wizards, and we can help them. And we can take like, advertising technology and experience from an ultra competitive landscape like auto unit sales, car sales, and
Right.
apply it to this little niche subset. And we were kind of insulated from the auto audience, if you will, because we had only really worked with flat glass dealers, or we had done a little bit of auto, because, you know, some dealers are hybrid dealers. So
Right.
WFCT was like very much, we were talking to large scale commercial flat glass dealers, large scale dealers in general. Weren't really into like the tinter battles niche, if you will. So that opened up this whole other arm of it. Like, wait, not only is this cool with what flat glass film's doing, it's really topical and, you know, the margins are really good. Well, now there's this other part of the industry where everybody's like fired up on their socials and creating content and just having fun at events. And I was like, we can get down on that too, for sure. So,
Right. Because y'all are techie hipster guys, huh? Is that
yeah,
what it is?
I guess, bro. Yeah, I mean, Drew's got the beard. So Drew, I mean, if we're ranking us in order of most hipster to least hipster,
Right.
I would say Drew's number one, most hipster, followed by Nick. Nick has a beard and then wears a cardigan on all his
Oh,
calls.
sick.
Yeah, and we bought him
Love
a
it.
Rewired branded one for his calls just
You
because
can't beat it.
he won't stop the cardigan game.
I love it.
Then I'd probably say Ryan, and then I'd probably say, I don't know, Dylan and I are somewhere at the bottom of the list. Dylan and I are more, you know, I don't know, traditionalists, let's say.
More athletes.
For sure on that.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Dylan's yoked, and I'm by far the best
You
athlete.
said Dylan's yoked, bro?
Yeah, he's swole, bro.
Did you see my AI picture I
I
posted?
did, yeah. 1 year from now, I was like, Shady's gonna hit the fucking Anavar and the test, I guess.
Dude, anything is possible, dude, if you just put your mind to it. You know what I mean?
I hit the gym every day, dude, and I work out with like some buddies, and they're all like, "Oh, that guy's on test, that guy's on Anavar, that guy's on a cycle, that, you know, whatever." And I was like, "What? I'm all natural, bro." I don't know.
Dude, same, bro. Like I'm all natural gang too. Like I'm all steak and potatoes over here. That's all I got.
100.
I don't that being that big is not my goal, Dustin. It's not.
No.
It's not my goal. I don't want to be like Robert. Do you know Robert Foster?
I don't think so.
Okay, he's a huge flat glass guy in Las Vegas.
Okay.
When I say huge, I mean he's fucking like 6'5", like 300 pounds, jacked, and just a massive man. I don't want to be that big.
Yeah.
I want to be like, you know, maybe like a cool 200 muscular, because I'm like 180 right now, or 185, 186, something like that. And I've seen a little bit of progress from the gym over the past 3 years, you know, but it's nothing like that picture comparison. It's like, oh, I've got a lat muscle now that I see poking out whenever I'm not flexing and shit. Or like,
yeah, exactly.
I got more definition in my biceps. My veins are popping out a little more. That's cool. You know, my chest isn't sitting down here. It's kind of perky, whatever. So if we're talking gym, dude, I fucking love going to the gym. I don't go every day because I feel like I overwork myself when I go. So I go one day on, one day off most of the time. I'm not always super consistent either. Like I've missed like at most like a week and a half worth of going to the gym just because I've been either making excuses or I've been, you know, busy or whatever the case may be. Most of the time it's just excuses. Because I'm an early morning kind of guy going to the gym. I don't like going midday, late afternoon, none of that shit. I got to do it first thing in the morning because it really just, when I go in the morning, it feels like I'm having a great day already. You know, it's like, boom, already knocked this out. I'm going to have a great fucking day. If I don't accomplish anything else during the day, at least I did that. You know what I mean?
It sets your whole day up, man.
It really does.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be like Ricky Miller, you know, fucking.
No. You don't got to run 20 miles.
Badass that wakes up at fucking 1 o'clock in the morning or whatever time he wakes up to get his day started. And I love Ricky to death. Don't get me wrong, but like that's not me. I can't do it. I'm
starting to think he's AI, man.
Man, I'm starting to think that he was like sent here from a different planet. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, that's topical. That's in the news right now.
I'm just saying. Yeah, they just didn't they just go to the moon for the first time or something like that? Like,
yeah, they're slingshotting around the moon. Yep,
something like that.
Well, you know, I'm in Florida, so I could have. I was working all day, but my buddies were texting me like, "Hey, did you go watch the rocket blast off?" But I've been multiple times. It's a really cool experience if you've never been to watch one of the rockets.
Is it fucking loud?
Yeah, for sure. It's like sonic boom, kind of like, you know.
Really?
But it's pretty impressive. The thing that fascinates me the most about the space travel is in our orbit, there is so much loose space debris and trash that if like one of the shuttles hits it, it could damage it. So they have to time when the shuttles take off, when there are gaps in orbit so they don't hit space trash.
Right.
So it's
That's
like
crazy.
possible that we could close ourselves off from interstellar travel at some point if we don't like start cleaning up what's in. It's like literally Earth is just a dumpster floating.
So how are we gonna? Do we need like a space sweeper or something? Like what we need? We need like one shuttle that's just a massive vacuum,
There you
right?
go.
That just. But how do you have a vacuum when space is a vacuum? Whoa.
Ooh, double vacuum, anti-vacuum.
Right?
I don't know. We'll
Like
have to ask
antimatter.
Elon.
Oh
Elon's
yeah.
the only alien I'm familiar with.
Yeah, Elon, check in, bro. Come watch the Dark Truth podcast and let us know. That'd be
Yeah,
great.
exactly. I'm sure he's got some dark truths he could.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
tell.
I don't, man. I know you probably keep up with the times more than I do because you are a techie guy. I don't usually pay attention to shit going on in the world unless it pops up on my Facebook feed or I see a TikTok video. And even then, I'm not looking deep into it because most of the time it's just going to piss me off. Like, and it's things that I can't do shit about. So I'm just kind of like, all right, y'all can handle that. If it ever gets to my front door, call me. But if it don't, like, y'all just go ahead and handle all that stuff.
That's fascinating that you say that because
Graham tagged him.
oh, at Elon, nice.
Sick.
Way to go, Graham.
Thanks, Graham. I appreciate it.
Way to go.
He's gonna
tag
pull up now.
Epstein's Island too. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But
Yeah, we don't need that kind of company.
No, exactly. What you just described though, Shady, is like everybody lives in their own little ecosystem of procured content from the platforms. Right. So it's like, think about what I'm doing for marketing for film guys. I'm helping introduce what you do and why somebody needs it and why when they need it, they should work with you into their little ether, into their little, their little echo chamber. Right. Yeah. And that's kind of like the 1,000-foot view on how to look at it. There's a lot of different bells and whistles and levers that you pull to establish that and do it right. But what you just said is exactly the experience that everybody that is on social goes through. And that's why the platforms are so powerful. You said it'll make you upset. They want to show you stuff that you're going to like or that you're going to hate, because either way, it's a dopamine release and they're going to keep you on the platform.
Yep. And that's what I have to remind myself when I am starting to get irritated, even if it's somebody in the industry that purposely, and I know this for a fact, tries to get under people's skin. I've noticed that if you just don't entertain it, it fucking just dies. Like it just dissolves. Or if you just give somebody zero access to you, like literally like none, you don't pay them any attention, you have no connection with them whatsoever, they will still try to find a way to get to you, like whether it be through somebody else. It's wild. And that's kind of how I want my business to look when it comes to my social media, because I told you I wanted to go over some things with you to try to work up something for my business. I am starting to get more busy. This is my second year for business and for myself, and I've grown a little bit since last year up until this point, like maybe like 15% based on my TintWiz analytics. Thanks, TintWiz. But other than that, I don't really have like, I have the really bad, or I have a really hard time coming up with different ways of saying, and I use ChatGPT, don't get me wrong, but it always comes across like AI, like, hey, give me a caption that targets this kind of customer for this kind of job, like something about like, home window tint and glare, or like heat rejection with glare and all that kind of stuff. Right. But whenever I post those kind of things, it just doesn't seem me, you know what I mean? So like, I try to be like, yeah, I've trained my AI to kind of know me, my chat GPT to kind of know me. So I'm like, put a little more of me into it. And most of the time it still comes out like very like, the only other word I have is AI-ish, like that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
when
like
people
AI
look
slop.
at it,
That's
yeah,
what
and they're like,
a lot of the internet is now.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I don't want to see something like that coming from somebody that works in this area, or whatever. So what is like, do you have like any advice for people that like myself that have a hard time coming up with the correct content, or with the, what is it called? The caption, what is it called? The caption is called the
copy.
Yeah, the copy, that's what it's called. I knew it was
Mhm.
another C word. But like, what's something that you would give advice on for like organic growth as opposed to the paid growth when it comes to wording and stuff?
Yeah. They're two different animals, but you want to have both. You want to be posting organically in your socials. You want to be getting Google reviews. That's
Right.
like, those are prerequisite things that everybody should be doing, right? The best mix to grow your business has an element of paid, organic, referral, residual. Okay, we've
Pretty
established that.
much all of it, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like you, some of the things have a higher value prop than other things. And it also depends on where you're at in your journey of growth, right? So with that being said, to your question though, on the content, there's a science to the paid ads. The organic content and what you get engagement with and what gets you clout is different than what we want to run in the ads. I've
Right.
had many guys that like are really, they're really like awesome at their organic and they're like, hey, this is how I want my content to be. And I can be like, we can use some of that for sure. But that's not really what engages in the paid ads. The paid ads aren't here to say, oh, look, Shady posted a funny photo of himself a year later, all jacked. They don't know who Shady is.
Right, right.
Like, that's just one loose example. Like,
Right, right.
there's a science to the paid ads. The paid ad science is you have to have a call out first. So a call out could be like, hey, Greenbrier, Arkansas, hey, Little Rock, or it could just be like a neighborhood. It could be a downtown area. It could be, hey, veterans, right? But you have a call out.
Right.
You have value prop or pain and then a value prop. You have a little leeway there. So like, we're solving for this. Here's the value prop. And then you have your call to action. Click learn more below to win the
Right.
traffic. So
Gotcha.
that isn't how you're going to structure content in organic.
Gotcha.
Organic is way more about, in my opinion, like, okay, yes, maybe there's some, industry influencers in our space that have 10,000 followers, 15,000 followers.
Yeah.
And that's incredible for a tiny little industry like ours. That's not realistic for everybody, right?
Right,
So,
right.
so what I tell people is take your organic and use your organic as an opportunity to tell a story when somebody sees your paid ads and starts
Yes.
looking into you.
Yeah. Okay, because that's a great point, because usually when I'm posting about what I've done, I try to tell a little story about the job, right? So like I just did 2 Jeeps for a husband and wife, and the husband's got a big, it's loud, it's got the 392 in it, and hers is, it's quiet and it's fucking lime green, right? So I'll be like, these 2 beautiful Jeeps that are completely opposites came in today, and I wanted to take care of this husband and wife the best way I know how, and that's window tint, blah blah blah, whatever, right? So I try to get like in the emotion of the customers, and usually stuff like that gets a couple, and it's mainly people in the industry that see my posts and they're like, I fucking love that, and it's not very local based, so I'll put it in,
Exactly.
and so I'll try to put it in the local groups and stuff. Not much traction, just because it's one of those, oh look, he's posting about a car he did again or whatever.
But that's the Shady. That is exactly what I keep trying to help spread the word on. It's awesome that you can post cool shit that our industry loves. That's
Of
dope.
course. Yeah.
But tell a story with your content too, that when prospective buyers are looking into you, they're not going to know what important sauce is or what the blue waffle joke is or like whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got to be able to reach your audience.
Yeah.
And what we do on the paid side is give you an engine that helps you get in front of people in Google when they're searching film near me, how to keep my home cool during the summer, how to keep my whip cool, how to protect my bumpers on my car, how to secure my business storefront.
Right.
All these searches we want to rank in Google with the pay-per-click. But in social, not like organic, in social, what we want to do is educate and inform, especially on the flat glass side. And we accomplish that with targeted ads in Facebook and Instagram. And so it's kind of like social is your proactive arm to introduce your brand and educate. Well, why is that important? They don't know about your brand. Now they do.
Yep.
Why are we educating? They don't know what flat glass films are.
They
They've
don't know the
never heard
difference
that.
between dyed and ceramic. They don't know the difference, you know?
They don't know the difference in anything. They think
Right.
auto tint is auto tint and that's it. They don't know architectural films and they think all auto tint's the same. Okay.
Yep.
So we've got to inform. We've got to educate. You're doing that to people that fit the ideal model for your customer profile
Right.
in your local market. It's like casting a bunch of fishing lines.
Of course.
And then you're waiting to see who clicks, who you win traffic with, and you start reeling them. So Google reactively helps us capture those coming to market. That might be a bigger audience size in auto because more people know about auto. It's a more prevalent
Right. Yeah,
product.
for sure.
It's less people searching for flat glass films because they don't know about it. So how do we fill in the rest of that gap? Now, proactive ads to conquest and social. And then all those clicks converge on your site. And from there, we can follow up with everybody that's engaging and clicking. And that's your retargeting funnel. So your organic, enhancing your organic enhances your paid ads. Running paid ads enhances your organic. They symbiotically work hand in hand, but they don't do the same things and they don't have the same value necessarily based off of what stage your business is in with its growth trajectory.
See, maybe that's where I failed doing, because I don't do an ad on Facebook necessarily. I do like a boosted post. And my post that's doing pretty good, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I can boost this post and it's going to reach more people. But like you were saying, it's usually one of those where it's getting attention, but it's not getting leads, right? And so what I've been doing actually here recently is, which I've done all the time, is like when somebody recommends me for tint in a group, because somebody's like, hey, who does window tint around here that won't charge an arm and a leg? I'll jump on there and be like, hey, I own Stay Shady Tinting in Greenbrier, offer automotive, residential, commercial services. You know, if you're needing a quote for your vehicle, click this link below. It takes about 30 seconds. And I'll send you a price based on your needs, instead of, you know, being like, what's the year, make, and model? What's this? Or being like, I'll DM you. Like, that's one of my biggest pet peeves, is when people are.
I think we lost Shady.
Nope.
He's back.
Sorry. Shady service, bro. It happens all the time. I'm about to actually get better internet because I'm using Starlink. Thanks, Elon. And the speed
Tag him again.
The speed is actually way faster than my previous internet I had, but it's only like 20 megs, which is wild that it still works. But this fiber I'm about to get is 2 Gs. So we're about to be rocking it. And I'm spending $10 less on it than I am for Starlink. So it's like win-win, baby. You know, I'm paying less, getting more. And the guy, actually, now that I think of this, he actually gave me the price for the step down, but the better version. Like, it was the 1 meg price, or the 1 gig price for the 2 gig. And I'm pretty stoked about it, honestly. They're coming out next Friday, and I can't wait to see how everything works better. But anyways, so on those posts, I get tagged by a lot of people, and mainly my friends, but now it's starting to get to the point to where it's customers I've had, and it's usually the same customers, which I love because they're the fucking best. They've used me multiple times. They've got more vehicles that they need done. They got a house done, blah, 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 whatever. And from that, even if the original poster doesn't reach out to me, I get at least like 4 or 5 leads, just because I say like a good paragraph, not a paragraph, couple sentences. That's, instead of just being like, I can do it, and then tag my business, I kind of put it a little more personal and be like, hey, tag the person that made the post. If you'd like a free quote, just fill this form out below. Or if it's easier for you, here's my phone number, give me a call and we could set something up. And I've had multiple people be like, yeah, I see you getting tagged all the time. I don't usually, you know, make a post because there's already people asking. I really like the way that you responded to everybody that, you know, tagged you, because I'll tell everybody that has tagged me, thank you so much, or appreciate it, bro, or whatever, because I want to be separated. Like you said, you separate yourself from your competition because you have certain ways you do things. And that's what I'm trying to do too, is like show that I'm very interactive with people. I'd rather take the time to sit there and comment to each person. If it's 30 comments, I'm commenting 30 times and saying thank you.
Yeah, I
Because
think
that
that's
goes
great.
that goes a long way with people. And then I
Absolutely.
see these other businesses getting tagged and they never say anything to them. But I have also seen a couple companies that have started to do the same thing that I do, which is fine because that's, you know, fucking fake it till you make it or copy whatever until you're successful, whatever the phrase is. I can't remember. But like that makes the playing field a little more even. And so that's like why I think my website that Tony South built me, I don't know if you've looked at it, but it is way better than the one I made, man. Like he's got an AI chatbot in there and it's got fucking it's an interactive looking website. It's very crisp, it's clean. He actually added a light mode because it's like a black website. And it's just it's really cool.
Yeah,
And
it looks good. I checked it out.
I love it. Like I don't look at it enough and I don't update it like I should, but I think that has actually helped me get more business too because I've put specific lead forms on those on that website that shows me where the lead came from. And most of it's the hero section of my website. Like the first thing they see is what a lot of people are reaching out to me on now instead of
Yeah.
my shareable link that I always put on Facebook and stuff. It still gets the most leads because I post it all the time and I share it to people and stuff. But so with TintWiz and because you work with people with TintWiz, correct?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, you work with Ricky. Duh. Like fucking he uses the shit out of that. Do those leads help, like lead forms actually help more in the AI ad space, or does it actually take away more because of how it's kind of like trying to redirect somebody? I've never actually known the answer to this. I've been
Well,
curious.
like your forms on your site, when you click like request a quote, it takes you to like tintwiz.com/your lead form. Right. So if you were to run like Google ads or meta ads, you would lose tracking visibility on that because it's taking you off site. So what we would do, and we do this for many dealers, is just embed the TintWiz form on the site itself. So then once it's on the site, we can redirect it to like a thank you page or something and track it. But you said something really key that I wanted to go back to.
Okay.
In relation to talking about responding to all of your comments. So we both like football. We kind of talked about it a little bit ahead of time. Look at organic and paid as your running game and your passing game.
Sweet. I like this analogy. Let's go.
So running game, passing game. Okay. Now, understand that running game you have to set up to pass, but you're going to have to earn some dirty yards.
Yep.
Right? That's what you're doing when you're commenting and replying to everybody. You're earning like you're grinding it out. You're getting your 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but you're committed, right? You're like, I'm tough. I'm in here. I'm going to get all these in. Well, look at paid as your passing game. Think about this. Every single one of those people that have ever commented, looked at your Facebook business page, your Instagram pages, or engaged with your brand digitally, the moment you set up retargeting campaigns, so somebody goes to your site or engages with your Google profile, your Facebook page, your Instagram page, you can automatically retarget and follow up and show them content without having to manually post.
Yeah.
That is the most important thing for digital marketing is meta retargeting. Google is the bread and butter when it comes to getting leads because a Google pay-per-click campaign is the way to truncate the distance between I need a click, I get a sale. But retargeting and meta, that is you've been running the ball. That's your play action. And now I hit you deep and it's there for you. It's always available. That's the kind of analogy that I would use. Right.
That's you fuck with Gary V.
Of course. Yeah.
That's the jab, 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 left hook thing.
Sure.
That's one of my favorite books too. Cause he talks about that. Like you gotta, like you're saying, grind it out like 1-2 yards here and there. You might bust like a 10-yard run here and there, but then that opens up the defense coming in more, and then boom, you get him over the top.
Yeah, imagine
that's a great fucking way to put it, dude. I've never heard anybody explain it like that, and that's amazing.
If you do the comment, right, like you take your time, you do that comment, and that person's like, man, that shady guy is cool. He like took a lot of time to write that comment. Now think about they've gone on Facebook the next 7 times and they've seen your ad every time.
Right.
Now you're like, we're in their little echo chamber. And that's
Right.
what we're trying to do. We're trying to take you and put you in the echo chamber of all these people's feeds. And once you get in there, dude, I got Noble shoes on because all I get are Noble ads. And I was like, damn, those high top weightlifter shoes are swag AF. I'm right. But like, but that's my point. Like, this is, if you don't have the paid side, it doesn't mean you can't get leads. It doesn't
Right,
mean
of
you
course.
can't find. But it's like, how do I make myself as versatile as possible? We've all seen like, you know, like teams like, dude, even the Dolphins. I'll pick on the Dolphins. They had Tyreek and Waddle and Tua, and they were
fucking balling.
They were balling. They were throwing the ball all over the field, but they had no running game and no toughness. So then, like, the moment their one dimensionality got exposed, that was all she wrote. Don't be one dimensional in business. Be multifaceted and be as efficient as possible.
Right.
If you're gonna respond to those comments, awesome, bro. Respond to those comments, but let the tech do some of the heavy lifting with the retargeting, and now you're balanced. You know, you're complementary.
Okay, so where would you retarget to? Would you go to the Facebook page? Would you go to like the website?
No, you want to take them to your site.
Right to the website? Okay, because you actually reminded me I need to go on my Tint Whiz, because after you submit a lead form, it redirects you to my Facebook page. Now I need to send it to my fucking website.
Yeah, right? Or you could like create a thank you page. Like you could have like a you know, Shady J Tinting / thank - you, and you could have a video that automatically plays, and you'd be like, yo, it's Shady J, thanks for reaching out. I'm going to be in touch with you straight away, and we'll talk, we'll chop it up. Like, that's one little added element to a funnel that you can leverage. But the reason you want all the traffic to your site is you're getting people opted in. The moment you can get somebody to leave the environment, the walled garden in the platforms, now you're getting them opted in. We've all bought something e-commerce, and like, yeah, it's really easy on like Instagram Shop to be like, oh, I like these shoes, buy them. But people get us off platform too. And then you start looking at the deals and you like sign up for the 50% off your first order. And then like they're getting you to opt in and take one more step and one more step to buy. Same concept. Right. But it doesn't mean that you can only retarget people that have visited your site. Anybody that hits your Google business profile, which you should have your Google business profile tied into your Google ad account as a location asset. Like I looked at yours, you had 75 reviews. You're a perfect 5 stars. You need to get a verified address on your Google business profile.
All right. So that's the thing. I work from home.
That's fine.
And I do not want people just pulling up to my house. So it's one of those where I can't really do my address. And Tony asked me the same thing. He was like, you know, if you let me use your address, you'd get better, blah, 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 whatever, SEO and all this stuff. And I was like, man, you know, it's just a safety thing, man, honestly, because I'm out in the middle of fucking nowhere. And so
get a buddy's office that you can slap some signage up on the front door. You know, you just got to be a little bit more creative about it. But you're not alone. There's some people that don't want their home address on there, and Google's a pain in the ass on dealing with the address verifications, anyways. Right. But when you have reviews like you have, like honestly, it would even make you look better if you got one bad one. But you're talking to the guy that's got like 76 or something. We're right neck and neck, and we're perfect 5 stars too. Yeah,
I love it.
But Gary Vee had a segment on like get at least one bad review so you look.
So what you're saying is I need to have my wife leave a bad review.
How about we could trade bad reviews? I could be like,
I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't. It would make me feel like such a douche.
No, you just say Dolphins suck, 1 star.
Oh, love it, dude. That's and you can say Dallas sucks, and now I'll take that.
Everybody already knows that. I don't have to say.
Oh, shut up.
I'll just
listen. We have made some fucking monster moves this offseason, okay?
George Pickens. George Pickens is the truth.
Dude, he is so good.
Yeah, he's
I honestly think we should get rid of CD, but that's just my perspective. I love CD too. They're both great, but he drops too much for me. Like I was a receiver in high school, and our job is to catch the fucking ball. And if you drop, yeah. So I played backup quarterback, receiver, and safety. So, and then I actually did play a little bit of semi-pro ball a couple years ago, playing quarterback, which was fun.
That's awesome, man.
I actually posted a clip I actually posted a clip from one of the games where I ran this dude over for it was like a 20-something yard touchdown run.
Nice.
But that's the kind of guy I was. Like, I'm not shying away from contact. Like, I'm seeking it, actually. Like, I'd rather hit somebody than make them fall. Like, I'd rather not juke somebody out. I'd rather just run them the fuck over. Even if I get tackled, I don't care. Like, it's just, that's what I love about the sport is how violent it is. Because you get to do it and you don't get in trouble, you know? Um, what was I about to say?
I played
But
QB as well, by the way. Just
did you? Are you
yeah.
a lefty or are you a righty?
No, I'm a righty. Yeah,
Righty.
don't put that
Sick.
to a jinx
Nice.
on me. The left.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't, our quarterback in high school was just too fucking good for me to ever get any PT at that. And I was more of like, I got inserted as like the Taysom Hill, like I would run the ball here and
Oh,
there,
hell yeah.
stuff like that, but not all the time. It was just mainly like short yardage here and there. Or whenever he would go down, like if something were to happen to him, we would just basically run the ball the whole time, which was
You were a
bullshit,
Tim
but
Tebow his freshman year at Florida.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. I was just kind of like a utility guy.
I love the Taysom Hill reference though, dude. Nothing gets
He's
me
my
fired up
favorite.
more.
He is
than
my
Taysom
favorite
Hill.
player. He
I
is
know.
one of my favorite players that has ever been in the NFL because he literally plays exactly how I played. I wasn't the best at throwing the ball. He's pretty good though, but
He's
I'm
got a
more of
decent
a
arm for
I'm
being
more.
a.
I was a slot receiver, and my thing was defense. So, dude, I played safety, and I just love fucking people up, dude. I loved when that ball's in the air and that I can't get to it, but the receiver's right there. I'm about to take your head off, dude. Sorry. Or the hole opens and they're running the ball, and it's just me and that dude. Except when it was Michael Dyer. I don't know if you know who Michael Dyer is, but he fucked me up in a game we played against him in the semifinals of the playoffs my senior year. Dude ran me smooth the fuck over. Like it was bad, dude. Like he went to Auburn. Like he played for Auburn when they won the national championship and
Yeah, I
everything.
remember him.
And so like he
I
was a
think didn't the
sophomore.
Rams draft him?
I don't remember. I think they might have. I can't remember. But
Yeah.
he, as a 10th grader, his legs were about this big around, dude. He was huge. And that game, he ran for like 350 yards on us, but they gave him the ball like 60 times because we just couldn't stop him, dude. Like he was just that fucking good. So defense that was my bread and butter. I think my senior year I had like 98 tackles, like mixed, assisted, non-assisted. Um, I love playing defense, dude.
So you were
Don't get me
John
started.
Lynch and Taysom Hill.
Pretty much. Like I actually you remember Roy Williams, the safety who used to play for the Cowboys?
Yeah, well, there was Roy E. Williams, and then there was Roy Williams.
Roy Williams. They called him
Roy
Biscuit.
E. was the wide receiver, right?
Yeah, from Texas.
Texas.
I know ball, bro. Back then, I knew everybody. Like I could tell you what college every single player went to. I don't keep up with it as I used to, but I'm starting to get back into it because my son's starting to enjoy sports now. So it's like, cool. Now I got a buddy to talk to about sports and shit.
Yeah.
But I modeled my defensive game after Roy Williams because he would just knock people's heads off, and he was a big guy.
Who was the safety that hit T.O. when T.O. put the ball on the field on the star?
I think it was Brian Dawkins, maybe.
It was
from you talking about from the Cowboys when he played for the Eagles?
When he was on the Cowboys. He was on the Cowboys, and T.O. put the ball on the star in the midfield, and one of the Cowboys safeties ran over and decleated.
I want to say that wasn't Roy, I don't think. I think that was, man, you got me thinking now.
I think I know who it is. This would be like the JRE, like young Jamie, look this up and make sure I'm remembering it right.
Right, yeah. It might have been Darren Woodson, but I think
it was George Teague, if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We had that era of safety right before Roy Williams and that kind of era.
Yep. I think you're right.
Terrence Newman. Y'all had Terrence Newman and
dude, he was so good when he was
fast, man.
He was Kansas State, by the way. He was so fast. And that's also when we had Dat Win at mid. Dude, that dude was so small, but he was so good. And that's also when we had like Marcus Spears and Greg Davis. Yeah, and then there was
who was the other? The edge from Troy.
Oh yeah, DeMarcus Ware. He was a monster.
Mark
He
is
was
the
such a monster.
OG, bro.
I think that was when we had like 15 quarterbacks within 2 years or some shit like that. I can't remember exactly.
Well, what fascinates me that people don't remember is that Bledsoe went down to start the Brady era, and then Bledsoe went down to
Yep.
start the Tony Romo era.
Yeah, dude. Whenever Tony Romo came in, I was like, who is this fucking sidearm quarterback from fucking East Carolina or whatever? And then once I saw him play and his grit and like his determination and passion for the game, I was like, yo, this is the guy. I really thought we were going to fucking win that year that we played the Seahawks in the playoffs and he bobbled that fucking field goal. I thought he was going to get in, bro. But that
If
was the year
Martin
where I was like,
Grammatico
damn.
would have laid a block for him.
I swear, dude. But he was also small and scared and didn't know
All
what
he
to
had to do
do.
was just stand in the way. Romo would have ran it in for a touchdown.
I know, dude.
That was
I
tough.
know.
That was tough.
That was probably worse than the Dez caught it thing. Like the Dez caught it moment.
Caught it was way worse. Stop.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Tony's tripped, dude. He tripped going into the end zone. Like he could have made it.
He did mess it up. Dez really caught the football.
He 100% caught it because now it would have been a catch and we would fucking went to the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah, Dallas was. They were primed.
We were hot.
Finally make the run that year for sure.
Yeah, dude, we were fucking hot that year. And
was that the Darren McFadden year?
I don't know because
or
him going to the NFL and him not being an amazing like Hall of Fame running back really killed me as a Razorback fan because dude, he was the best. Like he was the best college running back in my opinion in the last like 20 fucking years, dude, because he was just he was so good. Like he was, you just couldn't tackle him. And he was so fast.
The best, though. Ricky was the best college running back. Ricky
Williams?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's back when he was
baller, bro.
That was back when he was smoking weed in Texas and shit.
Yeah, hell yeah. Ricky was the man. I love me some Ricky, even though he quit on the Dolphins there for a little bit.
Yeah, right.
I have a buddy that is a die-hard Cowboys fan, bro. Like, his upholstery in his Camaro is Romo and Jason Witten.
Love it.
Like, right? So today we have a group chat for our fantasy league, and today I had ChatGPT make me a fake news article that said Dak Prescott broke his leg on a jet ski accident in Cancun.
That's funny.
It didn't fool him, but it was still funny, dude. We all just laughed at it.
I love that. Go Giants. Ugh. Giants are gross. Okay, shit. We're already at an hour.
Damn. Dustin's he's got too many concussions, just like Cam Scatabo does.
Dude, I'm telling you, Cam Scatabo is one of my favorite players too.
He's
right
fucking
now.
Awesome. Scatabo is awesome, dude. I love that guy run the ball.
He's just one of those like one of those Riggins running backs, Marshawn Lynch style, like just
Gary Zonka style, baby.
Yeah, dude, very, very mean when he runs, and like that's what it's all about, honestly. You know, he went to Google to verify. What do you mean?
Who did? Google?
Probably.
What do you got? A neural link?
I wish.
I was born to the Giants. Well, that tells us all we need to know about you, Dustin. Thank you for your contribution.
I guess he bleeds blue. Ugh,
yeah, gross. John Harbaugh. Anybody who's got a Harbaugh as a coach should just stop.
I like John. He's a good one.
Stop. The Harbaughs are all blowhards, bro. I'm so sick of the Harbaughs.
I don't like him anymore.
Did you see like the NFL players did like a scorecard for the coaches, and Jim Harbaugh got like a D-. There was only one F. I can't remember who the F was, but anyways, the Harbaughs were rated very low.
That's funny. I love it.
Oh, Eric's
buddy. Oh yeah, he probably went straight to Google and was like, "Did this really happen?" Oh yeah, I would be devastated, honestly. We can't get over the postseason. Postseason just escapes us. I don't know. I think it's too money based these days for the Cowboys, like it has been for a while. But you know, hopefully with all these new acquisitions we've gotten in the offseason, like we got two fucking beasts of safeties. We got Thompson from the Cardinals, and then I would forget this one. Shit. Another one. Do what?
It's escaping me too. Where did you fall on the Micah trade?
At first I was angry, but then the more logically I thought about it, I was like, yeah, I mean, he's good and everything. Like he's really fucking really, really good. But at the same time, like a team is a team. So like one guy does not make the whole team. There's never been, well, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, but it's
Yeah, well,
like
there's exceptions.
those are different. Yeah, those are
Sure.
different. Those are
Yeah,
elite fucking brain quarterbacks that take it super super fucking seriously and they're very competitive. But one player doesn't make the team. Just like in business, like it's not just about one person that is in the business, it's about the business as a whole. Kind of like
sure.
with the marketing and stuff. Like you could be like me, a really fucking good installer, but suck at getting business. Like I'm not terrible at it, but like I could be way, way better. And I could put way more focus into it. But I'm focused on right now the experience that my customer gets plus the quality of the install. So that kind of gets put on the back burner. But that's kind of why I want to talk to you about getting into what you do and see if we could work something out because I am low budget. It is my second year in business and I do want to be able to do paid ads, but everything I've heard in the past from other people, and I know that's probably a bad way to go into it, but you have to spend money to make money. And when I have money, I don't want to spend a lot of it. I want to keep a lot of it
Mhm.
because you never know, right? Because this past winter was kind of rough on me. And
Yeah,
so,
it was a rough winter, I just think in general for
dude,
the
I feel like everybody had a rough time this winter.
Mhm.
Even if you saved money, you still fucking the thought of like, oh shit, like I don't have a lot of work coming in. So,
I will say the demand though seems to have really kind of popped off the last few weeks. Like it really kind of built up and we're seeing a lot of, across our network, a lot of traction.
dude, I've gotten so busy in the past 2 weeks, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like,
Yeah. The last like 2 to 3 weeks, I would say exactly, has been
and
like
I
just
love it. And I
like
love it
lights
because it
up.
for one, it keeps me busy, and for two, it makes me feel good. Like you're lying if you're telling me that business doesn't make you feel good. Like when you're getting more people and
Of course
satisfying
it does,
customers
dude.
and getting good
Yeah.
jobs. Like I don't care about the money aspect of it, in the sense of like I want to be able to fill my days and help people with what their problems are. Right. So like you have a problem with heat and light coming in. Let me tint your windows. I'll make you feel better.
Exactly.
Um,
But don't you just live for it for like you do a good job and the customer's really happy and they're like, "Man, you're really nice. Thank you so much for coming out right away and doing
yeah.
such a great job. Here's a 5-star review." Like that's your win,
Yep.
you know? And like if you don't have a passion for that moment,
Right.
if your passion is just, "Oh, this is what I do to make money," well then you're never going to really do the best you can with it, right?
Oh,
And
trust me, I'm not money motivated, man. I'm experience motivated. Like I enjoy I'm a pretty emotional guy. I don't know if you've noticed, but like I really enjoy seeing people be happy with my work because like
sure.
I'm a big fan of because of, things in the past that have transpired that make me like yearn for appreciation and like it's not validity in a sense, but it's like feeling accomplished and feeling respected mainly. Like I like to be respected for my craft, for my process, for my work that I do, but also I want them to see the person I am, not what I can do for them. Like I
Absolutely.
like to be a good person first and then the other stuff falls into place most of the time. I'm not always the greatest person. I don't always get back to people immediately. I try to make it a point to because, if the bobber's going down, you got to reel it in, right? So like I try to stay on top of things. I get distracted easily, all of the stuff, right? And I actually said this to a customer this morning, that same guy with the doors that I was talking about earlier. I was like, man, like before I had my own business, I was on top of everything with everybody that is in my life. And now that I run a business, it's just fucking whatever I got that I can get a hold of that day. I haven't called somebody back from like 3 days ago that I said I'd call back. And now it's like eating at me. And it's like, fuck, I should have already done it. Now, if I do it, I feel like an asshole. And then sometimes you just got to swallow that pride and be like, look, dude, I never hit you up and I've been putting it off just because. Like, there's no actual reason. I just
Yeah.
don't. And then
Well, I
some
think
people look at that like, oh, well, fuck me then. It's like, yeah, fuck you then. Whatever.
we're
Like,
complex. We're complex creatures, humans,
right,
man. No human is 100% inherently good or bad. We're all
right,
going through the same. Like my wife tells me this. My wife's super into like the cosmos and stuff. And she's like, men have a 24-hour cycle. We go through all the highs and lows and whatever in one day, and then we go to sleep, and then we do it all over again. Women have a 30-day cycle where they're on a ramp up based off of you know what, right? And it's kind of like, but it just goes back to the core point of we're all like experiencing the human condition in different chapters, but we're all going to experience a lot of the same things at some point in the same emotions. Like, how can you not have grace for somebody else when, like, I guess if you don't have any empathy, you don't have any grace because you can't put yourself in their shoes. But people that are emotional guys that are in touch with their, emotional energy, let's say, like like when you see somebody struggling, you feel that for them.
Oh, for sure.
Like be who you needed with your tagline. That leads right into like having grace for other people.
Yep.
And it's easy in business sometimes to get caught up in the numbers and be like, oh, this customer's being difficult or this guy's trying to screw me over. But like really at the end of the day, bro, like we're on a tiny little speck of dust floating through the cosmos, and
we're lucky to be here.
Exactly, man. We're lucky to be here. We work with cool people. We get a chance to do cool things. This was an awesome prompt that I did with ChatGPT. You'll geek on this. So my first prompt was, if you make $50,000 a year and you live in the United States, based off the quality of life metric, the quality of life scale, how much better do you have it than most people in the world, right? Than everybody in the world, right? And if you make $50,000 a year and you live in the United States, you're like top 5% already.
Right.
Okay. So then if you factor that against every single human that's ever existed for like access to healthcare, wealth, just to stable food sources and drinking water, like all of then it's like you're better off than 99.9999999% of people that have ever existed.
Yeah.
50 G's and you live in the United States.
Yep.
So it's like,
it's perspective for sure, because like that's kind of like how I have and I'm going to throw this into parenting because this is something I always, am very prideful of. Like with my kids, whenever they're doing something like not wanting to eat or whatever, I'm like, hey, dude, you got it fucking good. You got a hot meal that we just cooked for you. Like you should be grateful for that, and you should enjoy it, because some people don't have that. And I don't always do that, but it's like there's kids your age in other places in the world that would literally die for food like this. Like they would take somebody out just to get a fucking hot cheeseburger with ketchup on it. You know what I mean? It's like, and they don't get it. Not yet.
Not yet, right?
And it's one of those jab, right hook things. Like you just got to keep telling them, and one day they'll be like, oh shit, maybe I do have it good. But man, we're already past the 1 hour mark. I hate to cut this off because this is a great conversation, because I like going off on tangents and getting into just deeper stuff, because I'm a very deep person when it comes to things. I'm not very surface level most of the time, which I saw this video. He was like, if you always look at the surface, you won't find the things worth searching for, or whatever. And it's like, oh, sick. I like that. He's like, to find the deeper things, you got to dive further. And I'm like, oh, fuck, love it. Like it really, I love being super, what is it called? Not just deep, but like intentional in finding. Yeah. I like getting real deep into stuff for sure, because didn't really have a lot of that in my past. And now that I've been sober also, it's kind of like my awareness and understanding of things is different. And like now I've started realizing a lot of things, and like, awareness is heightened now. It's not dwindled down like it used to be. But man, I really appreciate you being on, dude. I gotta get these kids in bed here soon. But usually at the end of the show, I know you said you've watched before. We kind of touched on what I think you might be about to say, but if you want to leave the audience that is watching now, and then anybody that watches later, with a piece of advice, maybe like your best advice or your favorite advice that you've ever had, or just a little nugget of info right at the end, I like to call the dark truth final thought, that would be great.
I would say for my dark truth final thought, anything that you do in your business from an operations standpoint, like emails, accounting, whatever, understand that in the very near future, you're going to have AI agents that are going to be doing that for you. So with that being said, your mindset shift should go to, how do I make processes automated so an AI can do it for me? Now, that doesn't mean it happens overnight for you, but
Right.
like if you just start thinking about it now, this tsunami of AI that's coming is going to change things drastically in the landscape of how business operations are conducted. Our industry is perfectly insulated because it's a trade. AI is not coming for the trades. AI is coming for the what what people do on computers jobs or operations jobs.
Right.
So start thinking, hey, this manual task I have of checking my inventory, this manual task I have of auditing my tools and figuring out what I need, like all of these processes are going to be automated in the future. And if you start thinking about that now, you'll just have a much better perspective, and you won't kind of feel like this, like what this tsunami is going to cause is a tremendous amount of FOMO, because people are going to hear their friends say, oh, I've built out 5 AI agents that do all my emailing and all my invoicing and all my accounting for me. I don't have to do any of that now. And people are going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so far behind. Start thinking about it now. If you start thinking about it now, be curious, research it. At Rewired, our main goal is to keep our industry on the cutting edge. I would be remiss if I didn't mention OpenClaw. Start researching OpenClaw. We have a robust OpenClaw setup that we're working on, and we have a setup that we're going to tailor for our industry to be able to deploy agents to varying different types of dealers for different process purposes. But look at AI, look at OpenClaw, and then consciously just start thinking, how can I use AI for these things? Because that's where everything is shifting. And it's a dark truth, but a truth nonetheless.
Right. And call Rewired.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Because I definitely want to get on a call with you about specifics for my stuff, because I want to get ahead, because I feel like I'm, like you were saying, I'm kind of behind already when it comes to like marketing. So I want to.
But it's the perfect time of year, man. That's the thing. This is like, there's 2 schools of thought, and I know we're wrapping up, but like some guys are like, oh, it's going to be busy, so I don't need to market. No, you do need to market.
This is the best time to do it. Yeah.
It's a good time to market for sure, because you're going to capture more than you would capture normally. Then when it gets slow, some guys are like, oh, I'm just going to, hodor, we call it. We're going to hold the door. We're going to hodor, and we're going to turn everything off, and we're just going to pray. Then there's like different types of pivots you can make for the slow season that you don't see this drastic drop off. It doesn't mean that you don't experience a little bit of a slowdown, but there's ways to mitigate it. So don't tell yourself, oh, it'll be busy anyways, I'm not going to market. Or don't tell yourself, it's the winter, I need to hold every dollar, I'm not going to market. If you want to grow, you need to market.
Perfect. I love it. Well, dude, I appreciate you being on and give us a whoa.
You like that?
Did mine do that? No. Lame. What the fuck? Do you got some AI shit going on over there, bro?
All right, last one. Ready? Here we go. Bam.
Did you like program that into your shit?
No, dude, I'm doing this with my neural implant.
Oh, that's cool.
Shady, I love you for having me on. So thank you.
Yeah, dude, I appreciate it, and I'll be in touch with reaching out about services with y'all and stuff like that, and go over all that. And man, I learned a lot about marketing with football, which is awesome, which is great. Like
That's what I taught myself, man.
It literally made me understand it way better than anybody's ever explained the shit in my life, and I really greatly appreciate it, man.
Happy to help, man. Looking forward to dialoguing with you more, and thank you again for having us on.
Yeah, dude.
And if anybody's interested in checking us out, rewiredtech.io, and then I'm on Insta mostly, Rewired EP. So get at me.
Y'all get after him, dude. Get after him. Get that money. Well, dude, appreciate it. We're gonna close the show out. I'll catch you on the next one, and I will shoot you a message here in a little bit.
Thanks, Shady. Peace, bro.
Yeah, dude. See ya. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? All right. That was great. I now need to work on my running game so I can open up more passing game, which is what I'm looking forward to, because I do need those Hail Marys. But thank y'all for anyways, thank y'all for watching the show. Before I get kicked out of my own show, I'm going to go ahead and do the outro video, and I will catch y'all next week. I'm waiting for my guest to respond, and hopefully he wants to be a part of it. Y'all have a great night. Love ya. Bye.